Hi friends, it's Danielle with Take Care Mama, and here are the books I hope to read by the end of the year, or my December TBR. How are you guys doing with your reading goals? I think I'm going to make it exactly to my goal. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to start with these two books, which are books 5 and 6 of Seanan McGuire's Wayward children's series. I picked this up on a whim last month and loved it. I was so surprised by how much I loved it. And I got through the first 4, and I'm so excited for the 2 of these. From what I understand, these are the last ones that are out right now, and book 7 comes out in February, and I actually got on my library's list for that, and I think I'm going to get it right when it releases, which is so exciting. These are YA fantasies, which is not my thing, but again, I'm just loving them, and they remind me of The House in the Cerulean Sea, which was a lot of people's favorites last year. And I don't know, I'm just having a ton of fun. Let me know if you have read Seanan McGuire's The Wayward children's series. I read Middle Game by her earlier this year and really didn't like it. So I'm so happily surprised by how much I'm enjoying this series. Speaking of series, I read Stephen King's The Gunslinger a few months ago. I'm reading one Stephen King book a month, and The Gunslinger is book 1 to his Dark Tower series. And it was okay. It was a little weird. I gave it 3 stars, and I did not really anticipate picking up book number 2 because it just really didn't do much for me. And again, it's a fantasy book. The Gunslinger is like a Western dystopian fantasy, and while interesting, again, didn't think I'd pick up number 2. I picked it up this month to read in December. Spoiler, I've started it. I'm 172 pages in. I love this. I am so glad that I changed my mind about this series. I obviously am not done yet, and I'll let you know at the end of this month, but as far as first expectations go, first 100 pages of a Stephen King book, this would be at the top of the list. And I haven't read all Stephen King, but I've read a good 15, 16, and so I just can't believe how good it is. We're still in the dystopian Western thing, but it's merged with our world, and it's helping me understand the gunslinger more, which is the main character, as he's interacting with people from our world. And it's so exciting. There's mafia stuff in here. I've been on the edge of my seat. I love this book, and I can't wait to finish it. I can't wait. I'm going to listen to Ruth Ware's One by One. This is my second Ruth Ware, maybe technically third. I DNF'd The Woman in Cabin 10. I read The Death of Mrs. Westaway this summer and really enjoyed it. As far as a mystery thriller, it's not typically my favorite category, but I thought it was good. And from what I can see, One by One is a lot of people's favorite Ruth Ware book, so I thought I would give it a go. I really have been liking listening to mystery thrillers. And I'm just looking at the summary synopsis. Okay, this sounds fun. I think what it is, it's a company trip. A company pays for the employees to go on a skiing trip to have some bonding and probably get some work meetings in. And I don't know if someone keeps killing people off or something like that, but I love it how it's in the winter. It's going to be perfect for December, a cozy, wintry mystery. Going on with those wintry vibes, I am going to read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I read this last December and thought, oh my gosh, what an amazing book. I was so glad I re-picked it up. I've read this before as a child, and I decided last year that I'd love to make it a tradition to read this every year. It takes a couple hours. It's old enough where you can get it easily for free on Kindle or an audiobook. This is a really beautiful illustrated copy that actually is from my husband's childhood. And man, I love it. It's the gothic vibes, Christmas vibes. It's such a good story, a meaningful story. and we love it so much. We've been trying this December to watch as many adaptations of A Christmas Carol in movies, and I think we've watched 4 so far. I'm hoping to do a whole video telling you which ones we liked the best. There have been so many good ones, and so far 1 major flop, and I love this story so much. Okay, this is another reread, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. I love it so much, and this time I'm listening to it. I read this a few months ago. Now I'm listening because it's one of those spiritual books that is so meaningful, but you have to engage with it a few times, at least for me, before it fully sinks in. I don't know if it's ever going to fully sink in. There is so much to get out of this book, and I really have been liking listening to it as I run an errand here and there this week. I want to get to The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I don't know anything about this, but Britt Bennett wrote The Vanishing Half, which was one of my favorite reads from this year. I'm actually excited to see if it's going to make my top 10 list. I think there's a good chance it will be. That book, The Vanishing Half, is historical fiction about 2 twins who are light-skinned, and they get separated as adults, and one grows up, and one lives her life as a black woman, and one lives her life as a white woman. She passes for white. They're both light-skinned, and it was such a fabulous story. I really appreciated her writing. She's very beautiful in her writing and almost lyrical, and I'm excited to read this. I think this was her debut novel. And just reading quickly, it sounds like a family drama, which I love. I love that. And I really think the cover is great. So I'm excited for that. That should put me at 7 books, which would take my 2021 total to 99. My goal is 100. So I'm going to need 1 more. And I have this, I'm not sure if this will be the one that I actually read, but this is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This was wildly popular. I think it came out in 2020 or maybe 2019. And I definitely will read this at some point, just not sure it'll be in December. But from what I know, it's a book about an inappropriate sexual relationship between a teacher and a student, and kind of the fallout from that. I've heard it's amazing and super hard, obviously, to read. Very emotional. Right up my alley. I just don't know if that's something I want to consume in December. But we'll see. Let me know if you have any suggestions if I don't get to this. I'd love something pretty short, something that won't rock the boat. I'd love for my 100th book to just be like a safe 3 or 4 star book. I obviously want to love everything I read, but I'm starting to compile my favorites of the year, and I don't want anything to rock the boat too much. However, the Stephen King has taken me by surprise, so I'm glad I'm getting that one read first. So there we have it. How is your end of the year reading going? Are you thinking about goals for next year? I'm already thinking about that a little bit. I think I'm going to lower my goal a tad for next year, and I'll be coming out with a video soon about what I hope to do and if I'm going to do any monthly goals again like I did this year with Stephen King. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave this video a comment, a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.